Every problem you are currently facing is the physical echo of a mental argument you've already lost. The argument was over who is in charge, you or the world outside you. This video will show you the mechanism that turns your internal world into your external reality, and why trying to operate this system in reverse is the sole cause of all human suffering. And the odds are high that you've been running this process backward your entire life, making struggle a certainty. We live as though we are receivers. An email lands in your inbox with a demanding tone. Your body tenses, the stock market dips, a wave of anxiety hits. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and for the next 10 minutes you're rehearsing an argument with a stranger who is already miles away. In this model, the outside world acts, and our inner world reacts. Our thoughts, our feelings, our physical state, all are effects, not causes. We see ourselves as the end of a long chain of dominoes, knocked over by events we can't control. This is the default human operating system. It feels logical. It feels real. It is, according to a 100-year-old book that quietly influenced Silicon Valley billionaires and Chicago industrialists, a complete inversion of the truth. It's like trying to change your reflection by yelling at the mirror. All this reactivity, this constant adjustment to external chaos, is based on a fundamental misunderstanding of power. The instruction manual for your own mind was written in reverse, and every effort you make based on that flawed manual just digs the hole deeper. But this system isn't broken, it's just running backward, and the mechanism to reverse it is simpler and stranger than you might think. The core idea in Charles Haanel's The Master Key System is this. There is only one creative force in the universe, a universal consciousness. Your individual mind is simply a channel, a unique access point to this universal supply. Think of it like a house connected to a city's power grid. The power plant generates all the electricity. Your house just draws from it. You can use that power to light a room, run a computer, or start a fire. The power itself is impersonal. It is silent, formless, and infinite. It simply is. Your brain is the transformer that steps this universal power down into a current you can use. That current is called thought. When you think, you are literally making a withdrawal from an infinite account. You are pulling formless energy through the filter of your own consciousness and giving it shape. This is the first step in all creation, from building a company to feeling a sense of dread. The universal mind provides the raw material. Your thought provides the blueprint. But a blueprint is useless until it reaches the construction crew. And that crew resides in a very specific part of your nervous system. This is where the process becomes physical. Haanel identifies the solar plexus as the central broadcasting station of the human body. He describes it as a kind of sun radiating energy throughout your entire system. The conscious mind, the part of you that's listening to these words, acts as the gatekeeper. It holds the blueprint. The subconscious mind, centered in the solar plexus, is the master builder. It takes the blueprints from your conscious thoughts and gets to work without question and without judgment. It doesn't know the difference between a good blueprint and a bad one. Its only job is to build what it is given. If your conscious mind consistently holds thoughts of fear, lack, or resentment, you are handing the builder blueprints for a prison. The subconscious takes these plans and dutifully begins construction. It alters your posture. It changes your hormonal balance. It filters your perception so you only notice evidence that confirms the fearful blueprint is correct. It makes you tired. It makes you irritable. It broadcasts a signal of distress that other people pick up on, even if they can't explain why. It builds the physical reality of fear, cell by cell. Conversely, if you consciously and deliberately hold thoughts of courage, abundance, and poise, you are handing the builder blueprints for a palace. The process is identical. The subconscious takes the plans and gets to work, broadcasting a signal of confidence that alters your reality. This isn't metaphor, this is mechanics. But who is drawing the blueprints that your conscious mind keeps handing over? The answer is, you've outsourced the job. For most of us, the gatekeeper of the conscious mind is asleep at his post. The gate is wide open, and so the blueprints are being supplied by whatever happens to be passing by. A headline on the news, an opinion from a co-worker, a memory of a past failure, an imagined future catastrophe. Each of these external inputs is a ready-made blueprint. Since the gatekeeper is off duty, these plans are handed directly to the subconscious builder, who immediately starts work. This is the reversed order that causes all suffering. We allow the world outside to dictate the thoughts inside. Those thoughts are then passed to the subconscious, which builds a corresponding physical reality. That reality then produces more negative external events, which supply more negative blueprints, which creates a more negative reality. It is a perfect, self-perpetuating feedback loop of misery. The root of the problem is a passive mind, a mind that has abdicated its primary duty to consciously choose what it will think about. The entire Master Key System is a training manual for this gatekeeper. It's a course in learning how to shut the gate to the chaotic noise of the world and learning how to draw your own blueprints deliberately. But this requires a form of effort that our modern world has almost completely erased. The first exercise Haanel prescribes is almost insultingly simple. Sit in a chair, stay perfectly still for 15 minutes. Try to inhibit all thought. At first, this seems easy. After about 30 seconds, you'll discover it's nearly impossible. Your mind will race, flitting from your to-do list to a strange noise outside to an itch on your foot. Your body will want to fidget. The sheer force of habit, of a mind trained for distraction, will feel like a physical current pulling you out of the chair. Haanel says this is the most important battle you will ever fight. You are training the gatekeeper. You are teaching your conscious mind that it is the master of the body, not its servant. Each time you notice your mind wandering and gently bring it back to stillness, you are doing a push-up for your will. You are proving on a neurological level who is in command. This exercise does something profound. It severs the automatic link between external stimulus and internal response. You are creating a space, a moment of silence between the world's action and your reaction. In that space, choice is born. You move from being the effect to being the cause. Once you can achieve physical stillness, the next step is to achieve mental stillness, to consciously empty your mind of all the thoughts the world has given you. This is the process of wiping the slate clean. Only from this place of silence can you begin the real work. The work of conscious creation. Once the gate is secure and the mind is quiet, you begin to consciously choose the blueprints. This is the process of concentration. Haanel instructs you to take a single object, like a flower, and hold your entire attention on it. Observe its color, its texture, its structure, its scent. When your mind wanders, and it will, you bring it back. Again, you are training the muscle of directed attention. You are teaching your conscious mind to hold one single blueprint steadily, without distraction. After you master concentration on an external object, you move to an internal one. You create a mental image. Imagine a friend's face. Hold it in your mind's eye. See their expression. See the light in their eyes. Keep the image clear and steady. This is visualization, but it's a specific kind of visualization. It's the act of creating a detailed, stable blueprint in the workshop of your conscious mind. This isn't idle daydreaming. Daydreaming is passive. It's allowing a random stream of pleasant images to float by. This is active, deliberate construction. You are building the mental equivalent of an architect's model, complete in every detail. You are holding the thought on purpose, and a thought held with concentration has a vibratory power that a scattered thought lacks. It's the difference between a light bulb, which scatters light in all directions, and a laser, which focuses that same energy into a coherent beam that can cut through steel. But there's a final, critical ingredient that turns the blueprint into a finished building. The subconscious mind builds what it feels. A mental blueprint, no matter how detailed, is just an intellectual exercise until it is infused with emotion. Feeling is the fuel that gives the blueprint life. It's the electricity that flows through the wires you've laid out. When you visualize your desired outcome, you must also feel the feelings you would experience if it were already your reality. You don't just see the new office, you feel the solid wood of the desk under your hands. You feel the quiet satisfaction of the completed project. You feel the confidence that comes with accomplishment. This feeling is the signal that impresses the blueprint upon the subconscious. The subconscious mind responds to the language of emotion. It takes this emotionally charged blueprint and accepts it as a present reality. Once it accepts the new reality as true, it must get to work rearranging your physical world to match it. This is the law. It will give you new ideas. It will change your body language. It will draw your attention to opportunities you previously would have missed. It will bring people into your life who can help you. The universal mind operating through the law of attraction, begins to orchestrate circumstances to align with the blueprint you have consistently and emotionally held in your mind. The world without begins to rearrange itself to match the world within. The mirror finally starts to reflect the image you are holding, instead of the other way around. But there is a subtle trap here, one that derails almost everyone. You cannot fool the builder. You can't spend 10 minutes visualizing success and 23 hours a day feeling anxious and expect the subconscious to build your vision. The subconscious responds to your dominant mental state. It builds according to the blueprint that is on the drafting table most often and held with the most feeling. This is why the early exercises in stillness and concentration are so vital. They are designed to help you gain control over your habitual, dominant thoughts and feelings. The goal is to make your consciously chosen state your default state. This requires vigilance. It means learning to recognize negative thought patterns the moment they arise, thoughts of doubt, fear, criticism, and consciously replacing them. You replace the blueprint for failure with the blueprint for success. You thank the worried thought for its input, and then you show it the door. You are the master of your own mental house. You decide what thoughts are allowed to stay and what thoughts must leave. This is the real work. It is a moment-by-moment practice of mental cultivation. It's like tending a garden. You consciously plant the seeds of what you want to grow, and you diligently pull the weeds of what you don't. Over time, the garden of your mind begins to reflect your conscious efforts. And because the outer world is a direct reflection of the inner, the garden of your life begins to blossom as well. Your health, your relationships, your finances, all are the soil. Your mind is the seed. You are the gardener. This entire system rests on a single radical premise. You are not your thoughts. You are the thinker of the thoughts. This is a crucial distinction. If you are your thoughts, then you are a victim of them. You are subject to whatever random idea or emotion floats through your awareness. But if you are the thinker, you are in a position of power. You can observe your thoughts without identifying with them. You can choose which thoughts to engage with and which to let pass by like clouds in the sky. This is the power of the I. When you say I am, you are stating your true identity. It is the conscious, aware presence that exists behind the noise of the mind. All of Haanel's training is designed to strengthen your connection to this core self, to move your center of gravity from the chaotic chatter of the surface mind to the deep silent power of the observer within. From this place, you can direct your mental faculties with intention. You can use your mind as the fine-tuned instrument it was designed to be, instead of being used by it. The suffering we experience comes from mistaken identity. We mistake the storm for the sky. We forget that we are the calm, aware space in which all the thoughts, feelings, and sensations of life occur. Reclaiming this identity is the master key itself. It unlocks the gate. It allows you to step out of the prison of reactivity and into the open field of conscious creation. The world stops happening to you. It starts happening through you. The final piece of the mechanism is the most counterintuitive. It's the law of non-resistance. Once you have created your blueprint, infused it with feeling, and handed it over to the subconscious builder, you must let it go. You have to trust the process, clinging to the outcome, constantly checking for results, and worrying about how it will happen only introduces thoughts of doubt and anxiety. This is like planting a seed and then digging it up every day to see if it's growing. You kill the very thing you want to cultivate. The conscious mind's job is to create the what. The universal mind's job is to handle the how. By trying to force the outcome or control the details, you are getting in the builder's way. You are telling the master architect how to do his job. This requires faith. Not a blind faith, but a deep understanding of the law. You understand that the creative process has been set in motion and that the result is inevitable. Your only remaining work is to maintain a mental state of joyful expectation, to act as if your desire is already a reality, because in the world within, where all creation begins, it is. The physical world is just a little slow to catch up, and this same process explains why our default mode of effort, of forcing things to happen in the outside world, is guaranteed to exhaust us. That struggle is the result of trying to do the builder's job with the gatekeeper's tools. It's the wrong tool for the wrong task in the wrong world.